Making a lot of really useful changes in life takes some communication and some talking points. And honestly, it is a lot like to do that. It is really easier said than done. And I really want to thank you guys. Like, I could hug all of y'all right now because y'all have really helped me in all of your support and all of your feedback of my series on the Structure Daily Planner app. This is so crazy. This weekend has been one of those weekends where we're all getting a little more productive minded. And my husband and I were having a conversation, as we like to do at night, kind of like recapping life and what's going on and coming together on some different things. We're all really wanting to be in our productivity for spring. Like, it's really been cool. It takes a lot of years of building relationship to understand a person's need for productivity. And it's not something that I take lightly. It's a huge support. I was telling him how much the Structured Daily Planner app has helped you guys. And that really, he took that to heart. And because he has a huge heart for our community in his own way. And just as I have a huge heart for everybody in our community in my own way. And he's a lot more one-on-one and a lot more straightforward. He prefers straight up honesty. Something that he's taught me over the years. And I kind of prefer all of that. And I prefer knowing what you guys think about different things and ideas and stuff. So we both create in different ways. And he loves collaborating with others a lot and has helped me to come out of my shell and all of that. So with all of that being said, the Structured Daily Planner app is between $13 and $15 a year. And I don't know, we were talking about what we had been doing and what we had been working on lately, because sometimes he'll kind of do a little more work on Saturdays. Sometimes I'll do a little more work on Saturdays, and we'll kind of take turns. And sometimes we'll both do a little more work on Saturdays. And usually Saturday nights, we kind of come together and get a little more productive. That's usually the pattern. Sometimes there's a down Saturday where we're just completely like chilling. It's more like I don't want to say down, but like a chilling downtime, you could say. We're just hanging out. And so this was one of our more productive Saturdays, and hung out and seen some friends for a bit, went out for the night, did what we needed to do, came back and just came together in talking about what we were doing and what we had been working on. And I was telling him I couldn't believe it because I was looking at Facebook and YouTube. I got to catch up on some things, y'all. Like, I know y'all have been commenting on TikTok. I got to catch up. I'm not like ignoring you guys, honestly. But the one thing that comes back is how much I recognize that this app has been helping you guys just based on my own study and nerdiness of it. I really haven't done any demonstrations on it. I've just discussed the philosophy behind it and the features and kind of overviewed my thoughts and experience with it. I've not really, it's a very personal planner, and I don't want to really show the personal planner app of any use that I have because I'm very personal. I'm not really doing this to show off my pretty system. I'm doing this to show you a functional, or to even just give you ideas of a functional system that you can use. And so we went over our finances, and one of the things he pointed out that it's a better deal to pay per year for Structured Daily Planner, and that it is very helpful and all that kind of stuff. But if I really do the math right, it is a much better deal to pay for the year because you get way more uses out of it, instead of, if you think about how much $5 a month adds up to be month after month, it's going to be so much more than if you would just pay the year and you pay all at once. Because one thing he pointed out is if I buy cups of coffee, I used to be addicted to Starbucks before really getting involved and enjoying making coffee at home. And so the cups of coffee that I would buy, I'm so much happier making coffee at home, by the way. I love it. It tastes stronger. It tastes like the real berry. You can taste the beans, which are originally berries. And so things like that, adding up a cup of coffee, multiple cups of coffee, us as a family getting a Starbucks would cost more than getting a planner for the year and year by year upgrading that planner and having updates throughout the year, major updates every year, access to new features, connecting data and beta testing, giving feedback, training AI. There's a lot to it. And it's really, really cool because we're really wanting to get into spring cleaning more and just spring energy more and the vibes that it takes to live a cool life and everything. And what I love about this Structured Daily Planner app is just the fact that you can go all into many areas of the planner or your favorite area or a couple of specialized areas, but you're not having to, like the inbox section is more for big picture thinking. I'm definitely big picture, but it is nice to have an empty inbox, to be honest. There are times where I like to just live in the moment and not be so big picture oriented, because I think there's a kind of an unhealthy balance that you have to learn to be healthy optimism. Not it's a whole mind fuck, but you have to learn to have a healthy sense of optimism, not try to do everything in one day. And so having an inbox that's full doesn't help. It's only reserved for a couple of things that you know you can sustain and do and turn into whatever your timeline looks like, which could mean that weekly, monthly, daily at this point, or just having some one-off items on your inbox or in your inbox is always kind of nice. And so having our big Apple Notes folders to collaborate in, or just having our Apple Notes all kind of in our note system to collaborate on is great. But this personal planner for me helps. And my husband's got his own tools that helps him. And he's definitely into different tools that have a lot to do with AI as well, and different things, creativity and all these kinds of different things. And so we're just deciding on even different times. Like, we're actually starting to want to time manage a little bit. I can't believe I was never happy fully time managing unless there was some communication and being on board with everything, just because of the fact that I know what it's like to live with very bossy people as a kid, or, and watching somebody's spouse, or particularly watching anybody's wife, be very bossy on routines. Like, I know what that's like. I've lived in different places in my life, in different parts of my family and stuff. So I know what it's like to have very rigid routines in the house, and I never want to impose that a routine is a punishment or a force or anything like that. I want to make them more like a natural flow. And with this planner, I've had enough experience over the last, particularly 2024, I really learned how to have a planner where everything is natural and fluid based on my own overall pattern. I'm not trying to create new habits. I'm just trying to be more aware of natural states throughout the day, which can help with sound effects, patterns of behavior, new things that might need to get done. Yes. Maybe some new habits that are already patterns that are just things that we are already involved in life that we might want to get more involved in. Maybe we do start something new in our actual life and I need to put it down as a habit, but it doesn't need to be an abstract habit. Like, I don't need to remind myself necessarily. Now, some of you might, and that's fine. I need to remind myself to have a spiritual writing session with a state of mind of a very flowy energy, kind of this state of being sound that you would get as like this really pretty singing bell sound that you get with Structured very early in the morning that would give me a session to automatically write, which is a spiritual form of writing. It's called automatic writing. You can look it up. It's my favorite way to write music. It's my favorite way to prompt engineer with creativity and music. It's my favorite way. It's always been my favorite way to journal and free flow write, freestyle write, if you will, with different ways. My favorite way to just write, anytime in school that they would give a session on, I want you to set a time and do free flow writing. You can do that. And in the Structured Daily Planner app, there is a built-in Pomodoro timer. So it's got a lot of integration with writing. It's like this full planner and all of that. And then I also collaborate with my husband on creativity and my daughter on art. And, just us as a family, we have a ton of family memories and family things we can pull up that can help us actually in our life, from eating to gifts to all kinds of different habits and things, from the time that my daughter was born till now, till family members we want to keep in our hearts that we have memories of in our notes, just all kinds of stuff, and even ideas now and little planner designs that are cool that I can take over to Structured Planner for my own space, really is what it is. And having that space, I've noticed that I have gotten into managing life a lot better. One thing we've been talking about in an abstract way is just disciplining our life a little bit more and having a natural discipline that helps us. And stepping back for a bit and kind of stepping away for a bit today really helped me to regain focus on what's important. And I was almost laughing at the fact that you guys even would take all this time to give a shit about a writing app. And I wasn't laughing at you guys. I was laughing at this doubt I've had over the years because I've tried collaborating with people and I've almost tried forcing this kind of stuff on them when they might have been interested in other things in a way. And I take accountability for that, even though I might disagree on other ways. And because I was more of a pushy salesman, I couldn't find my own space that I really loved. And I think it was one of those things that showed. I think it was one of those things where you could see the sort of like fake it till you make it mentality that I had in calendar blocking and even in Notion to a certain degree. I love the way that Notion is. I'm not like one of those Notion haters that tried Notion and now I hate it because it doesn't work. I don't think that's fair. There is a space for Notion. And if I really wanted to take the time and learn it, I really could. And I've learned a lot from Notion, actually. I've learned actual Notion and I know how to use Notion. I have Notion skills, but for me, that is more about a different kind of space. It's more of a space for collaborating when I just really want something personal and structured. You can plug and play and you can personalize it because it has a planner design with different sections and you can make those your own and kind of plug and play and stuff. And Notion, I think, is a different purpose. It's more of make designs for other people, collaborate with other people. People use it as a personal space, but it really comes more worth somebody's time if they're collaborating with others. And I've tried to force that on people, and I've tried to force Apple Notes on people and extending. And there's been more than one person I've tried Notion and Apple Notes with. It's not been about one person. It's been about a few people, to be honest. But what I will say is the Structured Planner is something that I think you guys really can feel the connection in the natural flow state I'm in. And so it's something that I think we've had similar struggles, you and I, with having space externally to go internal. We need external space to go internally. And that's something I've changed my mind on. We don't need a certain set of circumstances to meditate because it really isn't fair to impose that your world be silent, because the world does not revolve around you, right? You have to go find silence yourself, and you have to be smart about how you do that so that you're not being taken away from, you're not like isolating yourself. But when it comes to the structured planner, it is very functional, and it gives you this sort of natural element to states of mind with sounds and colors and icons, even the imagery descriptions that I get. I'm a very visual person in my mind, even though I don't see anything. And so that gives me a sense of imagery and imagination when I see the icons on my home screen and lock screen and Today View and all of that. And even the control center gives me that state of function. And with the AI, that is where you build inside of the Structured Daily Planner app. You can create your own prompts. I've been creating my own prompts this last week for a minute just to see if I could. And I kind of could, actually. So it's not even about the little features and the building blocks that you might miss from Notion, because in Structured, you have your planner, but you're customizing it, and you're able to take it apart and kind of build into it whatever you need with the little AI section. Kind of like, it reminds me of the planners where you have sticker packs that you have to watch and see on sale all the time. So I'm learning what brought this on is teaching and parenting how to make your technology more about what you're doing in your life and life integration and your tool, and less about, kind of watching and kind of playing. There's nothing wrong with playing on your devices, but really utilizing them as a tool. When your kids get to a certain age, that's important. And I've taught all my daughter's life about that. But at the same time, sometimes these teachings as you get older need to be reintegrated into life. I don't like the word reinforced. I don't want to force and impose like I'm an authoritarian here, because that's not going to make anyone want to learn anything. It's more about reintegrating life lessons into my teachings as a parent. So that's what brought all of this on this weekend. So Structured Daily Planner app is cheaper for the year if you pay the $13 to $15 a year, rather than the $5 month after month. Is going to add up, because if you think about it, 5 times 3 is 15. That's 3 months. You would have paid 15 anyway. You might as well pay the 15 or so right now and get it for 12 months. And you get they seem to prioritize a lot more updates and everything as well. And you just need a personal space. It could still be your Apple Notes or your Google Keep Notes if that's what you decide. You don't have to do any of this, but, and I'm not one to sit here and impose that you must calendar block or anything. And I'm probably not even going to be, it's not even about calendar blocking for me. It's about space to integrate life and find, creating external space for internal living, and kind of like living internally in my own external space. So, like those little planners you'd carry around in your purse, that whole feel to Structured's interface, and that whole, when you just find an app that you just love and you try to get away and you just keep coming back to it. And it really feels intuitive, like having a planner. I love drawing and all of that stuff. I love art, being blind. I never really thought I would love art. I've kind of unleashed that in my adulthood because I just love art so much. I do love painting. I do love drawing. I do love notebooks and pens and paper. It's something tactile, and the Structured app really feels like a planner you would find in your mom's purse. It really does. It's the planner you wish your mom would have had, honestly. So I'm really passionate about that, to the point of just being ridiculously touched that it does remind me of a purse with a planner that my mom should have had, and that how much it's helped you guys. Even more importantly, how much has it really helped you guys? Like, I really appreciate y'all's feedback. A lot of the feedback is personal. It's not so much in the comments, we have had quite a few discussions on posts with myself and other people. But I've seen your feedback in the analytics, and it's very personal. And I really appreciate how much it's helped you guys. And I'm like, well, if this really is gaining interest, if I really just stick with it like I have, I've seen really good results with this, and I can continue to stick with it some more and see what it can do. And I seen on TikTok what I posted, I've completely forgot about. Using your AI section, you can paste links into your structured planner, and the AI will help you with those links and putting those links in your planner and things like that. So really cool stuff. So worth it. I'm so excited. Structured Daily Planner app, the yearly option, cheaper than monthly at the end of the day. That is really smart on their part and extremely helpful. And I'm so touched that you guys are loving it. It really kind of helps reaffirm that it's okay to be interested in yourself. It's okay to be interested in your space. And just watching the way that you guys are interested as well is just a nice mutual respect. It's just like-minded at the end of the day, because I've always loved writing and personal writing for yourself. I've always thought it was very much underestimated and overlooked over the years, and very natural. So I'm going to end this here. I'm going to let you go and do what I need to do and continue to integrate life. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this, and I appreciate you being here. And I'm glad that we're all getting more serious on focus and spring and thoughts and prayers and meditations and positive vibes and spiritual vibes, spirituality to y'all. I really appreciate y'all being here. Take care of yourself, take care of your life, take care of each other. And let's get into your deep focus. Thanks for tuning in.